Hello, my name is Eric Ream. I'm with Automated Energy, and I'm going to talk to you today about working with your customers or meeting with your customers and using the Commercial Load Profiler as a tool to communicate value to your customers. Now, what I would do when I was a key accounts representative for a municipally owned utility and I had Load Profiler at my disposal, and if I knew I was going into a meeting with a large commercial account, I often would go to the Load Profiler, access the Load Profile information of that particular account that I was meeting with to see if there's anything that I could add value, bring value to the customer, if there was something that I could find a Load Profile that could bring up the meeting. Now, 9 times out of 10, I would always find something, and so I'm going to give you an example of meeting with a local school district, in this case in southern Indiana. So you can see here Indiana schools. We have 3 meters with them. We have an elementary, a high school, and a middle school. Now for demonstration purposes, I want to pretend I'm going to be meeting with this customer on April 5th. So what I would do is I would normally just go back the month prior and pull up some information and look at different accounts or different meters depending on who I was meeting with. In this case, I'm going to pull up the elementary school, and I quickly pull up that Load Profiler. And looking at this and analyzing this, I can see that this is an elementary school that had a peak load here of 147 kilowatts on March 15th at 2:30 p.m. They also had a load factor of 31.87%. It shows me it's a pretty peaky facility here. And just quickly looking at this, I can see that it looks like on this week here, Monday and Tuesday, they had some activity, and then they kind of died down, and over the weekend, then they started out okay here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday had quite a bit of a jump. So it looks like I've identified something. So what I would do is I would go to my rate editor. I activate my slider bar. Make sure I have the right rate loaded in. In this case, it's a large general for 2012. Take my slider bar and cut out these 3 particular peaks just to see what the impact would be financially for this elementary school. So you can see here I had a 15% jump with these 3 peaks here. That jump cost this facility $233.27. So, and it's only over a 3-hour time period. You can see that here. So this is something that I could bring to the discussion and something I would bring up and talk to them about last month and in the course of discussion and talk to them about their load profile and their consumption patterns. So in this case, I did identify something, this particular elementary school. The next thing I do is I go to my reports. I click Load Profile, hit Finish, and it takes the information I was just looking at, the Load Profiler, also my key statistics. I will print out a few copies, circle this with a pen or probably using a red pen to circle these peaks right here, and I would write $233 next to it. Take that with me to the meeting. And then when it was my turn to talk about some things that I want to discuss with them, I would bring out these load profile reports, show them the activity level and the potential savings, and then oftentimes what I would do in the meeting is sitting side by side with the customer, we'd get on the computer and we'd load up that actual load profile report that I just showed them. I'd bring the slider bar down like I did before, show them that $233 savings, and then zoom in on one of these peaks here. In this case, I'm going to zoom in here. And then down here at the bottom where I show my date and time stamp, right here you can see the time period and the date. I would take my mouse pointer up here, look where the load crossed that blue threshold, and look at my time stamp down there at the bottom, and I can see that on March 15th, that peak crossed the money threshold there at 2:30 p.m. or 14:30, and it came back under it at 1500 or 3 o'clock. So having a discussion with that customer, I would ask them, was there anything last month on March 15th that you could remember going on in your facility on a Thursday between 2:30 and 3 o'clock that maybe you could have done differently? And then I would go over that same question and analysis with these other 2 peaks and then have that meaningful discussion with that customer and add value to that customer by showing them the load profile or show them the opportunities and show them the potential dollar savings. My customers really appreciated that. It was a win-win from the utility standpoint, from my standpoint, and a win for the customer as well. So that's a quick overview of how to use the load profiler to bring a load profile report using the slider bar, to identify some dollar savings and then taking that to the customer. All right, thank you, and good luck with your customers out there.